You want to talk about this Tyler Fischer, Joe Rogan thing?
Sure. Never heard of the guy
I don't
until
know.
this.
I don't know how to take this. Oh, you don't know Tyler Fischer?
I do not.
He's, I believe he's the star of Lady Ballers.
What is that?
It's the Daily Wire made a movie. Oh. It was like a kind of 90s comedy. It's like this guy realizes like all the trans stuff that's happening in sports and things like that. It's a big controversy. So he says he is is transitioning to a woman and dominates female basketball. A fun 90s type premise, you know?
Okay.
So I believe Tyler Fischer is in that movie. And Tyler Fischer is, I don't know a lot of his comedy. I've seen him on like Kill Tony and stuff like that, but maybe his stand-up is great. I just know he is mentioned, the context I hear his name mentioned in a lot are guys that saw dollar signs when it came to like being canceled and kind of changing your politics based on that. Like he realized there was value in railing against cancel culture and stuff like that. And by all accounts, from what I've heard from comedians talking on podcasts and stuff, he wasn't necessarily like that before. I don't know how true that is. That's just always like the rumor I've heard about Tyler Fischer. But he's claiming, and this is after there was an incident at Fox News, he was a regular on Greg Gutfeld's show, and the kibosh was kind of put on that because of an incident with a woman, basically. There are no like real specifics on that, but there are rumors of sexual misconduct. And then that comes up again at the comedy Mothership, and Tyler Fischer has made a real stink about this. So he went on a podcast to expose Joe Rogan's comedy club.
Do you go to the Mothership? Do you go to Rogan's place every now and again?
I was banned.
Go ahead and explain what the F?
I think this was, hold on. I didn't realize what an edgy show he was on. What the F? I think this was pre-planned. This is, I mean, Casey, I don't know if you have the timestamp in front of you. 30 seconds into this interview?
Yes, exactly.
So, I don't know why would this guy start with, you go to the, what's it called? Is it the Mothership? Is that you go to Joe Rogan's club? Who starts an interview that way? I think it may have been whispered. I think Tyler Fischer may have said, you might want to ask me about this Joe Rogan stuff. But I'm wildly speculating.
Starting with Joe Rogan's not a bad place to start, Mike. You lock the fans in early, you know?
Yeah.
And this guy's name is Viva Frei, I guess. Viva Frei.
Is that the podcast that he's on? Viva Frei?
Yeah, okay, they banned me from the I'm kicked out of that club. There's it's the woke mind virus. There's no other way to say it. And by the way, I wasn't planning on saying that, but I have to do a whole nother video, and I have far more evidence that this was a political hit job.
I'm glad someone's finally saying it, because I always think that when Tony Hinchcliffe got a bunch of shit for the Puerto Rico joke at a Trump rally, and then was at the comedy Mothership that Monday, I was like, oh God, these woke cucks. These liberals that are broken. They're just suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. Why would they allow Tony Hinchcliffe back in their club? Why would the first acts there be Shane Gillis and Dave Chappelle? Like, it does seem a little crazy. Like, if you look at the people that pop on Kill Tony, Rob Schneider was just there. Tucker Carlson has been on. Like, I don't know that this is the wokest club in America. In fact, Rogan has had to kind of fight the idea that it's like an anti-woke. The labeling of it has been Joe Rogan's anti-woke comedy club. And Rogan has had to be like, I mean, that's not exactly true. Like, there are all kinds of acts there. So it's weird. We talked about people shitting on Austin and talking about the Austin comedy scene. Like, it's this group of like MAGA supporters. And it's not that. And now Tyler Fischer is trying to be like, no, it's actually really woke because they don't want me there.
How do you get banned from? They have to let you know that you're not welcome there?
Not only banned, a cease and desist order.
From the Mothership, from Rogan's Mothership.
This guy's outraged. He knows none of the facts. He's already outraged.
How do you get
Joe
banned
Rogan's I'm sorry, do you mean another Mothership? Because that can't be right. This guy's flabbergasted.
They have to let you know that you're not welcome there?
Not only banned, a cease and desist order.
From the mothership, from Rogan's mothership.
I'm connecting this to Gutfeld in some way, shape, or form because it happened soon after. Like, this is my
Another one of those woke pussies, Greg Gutfeld.
What? Am I in the reverse world? What's happening here?
That beta bitch, Greg Gutfeld, who licks the heels of Kamala Harris. You know how he is.
point. This stuff will destroy somebody's life.
So, listen, I don't know what Tyler Fischer did. And I'm known for being a voice for the voiceless. I defend the innocent when the time comes. So if there's evidence that Tyler Fischer got fucking railroaded here, I'll talk about it when that comes out. It does seem a little suspect to me that his first defense is, well, this is more of that woke mind virus from guys like Joe Rogan and Greg Gutfeld. You know, those liberal pansies just can't take it. I'm too edgy for them. They want to silence me because, I'm too far right for them. They don't like me.
And don't get me started on that libtard Alex Jones. Ugh.
Right. Yes. Yeah, if this guy gets banned from InfoWars, I'm going to start to think he's the problem.
Yeah. That LGBTIA Nick Fuentes guy.
Yeah.
This is called What Happened?
Yes. Yeah, what did happen, Tyler? Explain it to us.
First of all, 95 to 98% of the entertainment business is leftist, and moving farther left by the day. So sure, Rogan can open a club. It's great. It was a matter of time. Wokeism has seeped into
3 years is the time, apparently. It takes 3 years for those succubus leftists to seep in there.
It's the 1,000-day rule, Mike. Then 1,000 days, then they come in.
the club. The manager of the club, this is the key point. The manager is a far leftist.
Is he talking about Adam Egget? I couldn't figure that out. I don't know if he means Adam Egget or I don't know Adam Eget's actual position there. I know he's the booker, but I don't know the hierarchy there. I do find it hard to believe that the manager of Joe Rogan's comedy Mothership is some blue-haired Hillary
Nasal
Clinton
ring.
loving.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're still banging the
piercing.
drum of Kamala. You know what I mean? Like it's an AOC supporter. I find that hard to believe if it's some non-binary transracial humanist that is like, let me look at the classified section here. Oh, the Mothership has a job opening. Let me try that.
You guys are still mask official, right? I can still wear my mask at the Mothership. Oh, yeah.
Of his comedy club.
I'm retiring from my position with Antifa to work for Joe Rogan. It seems unlikely.
Joe opened the club. He doesn't run the club.
It's true.
He's not there watching over everybody.
He is there. I've seen him. I've seen pictures. He's been there, and he tells stories about being there. So I would think if some nut job liberal took over and was running rampant and banning Tim Dillon and Shane Gillis and Tony Hinchcliffe, Joe would catch wind of it at least.
You'd probably hear about that one.
The manager is far left. And a comedian came up to me almost violently, and he said, I just found out this guy is like pro-forced vaccine, pro-masking, like violently anti-Trump, anti-Elon Musk. Well, you know my comedy, right?
Violently anti-Trump. What did he do when Joe had Trump on the show? What did this nut job do? Because I've heard things about Joe Rogan's fighting capabilities. I hope this guy didn't get too violent. He's violently anti-Trump, this manager. Boy, he has got... I've watched some episodes of Kill Tony. I've seen some of the comedy specials that have been filmed at the Mothership. This guy's got to be up in arms if he realizes what's going on. He's not doing a very good job of being a, what was it? Pro-vax, pro-mask, violent liberal?
Yeah, one of yours, Mike. One of yours.
One of my people. That's good news, because I've always liked the idea of working at a comedy club. Maybe I got to fly down to Austin now that I know that us liberal loons are allowed there.
He said this guy is going to try to get rid of people who he doesn't agree with politically. And I was like, that's insane.
I'm starting with Tyler Fischer. I'm starting all the way at the top.
Yeah.
Cut off the head of the snake. That's what I say. Go with Tyler Fischer. His RFK impression is too dangerous.
Well, cut to, I don't know, a week or two later. Have you heard of the app called T? Did you see that whole scandal?
No.
There's an app called T, and it's for women
I
who
have.
go on
I
dates with.
I do know what you're saying. Yeah, I've heard about that. Sorry, go
Why
ahead.
were you lying?
Right.
He said no.
So the purpose of the app is to go, oh, I went on a date with Viva. He touched my shoulder. He's a rapist. Then they put your photo up there, your name, everything. Okay. By the way, the profiles of all those women were leaked, by the way. And it's, as you can imagine, unattractive, out of shape leftists. So a comedian.
Yep, that sums up Joe Rogan. Out of shape leftist. When I think Joe Rogan,
post about me on there. A fake post, nothing even criminal. Just said that I hit on women at the comedy club. I hit on women.
that's not so bad.
You remember you saw me do stand up?
Yeah,
You remember after the show I stayed outside.
Remember how wet all the women were?
Follow me on Instagram. I take photos, all that. So she turns that into me being a predator, a female predator. Okay. They did some research on this girl. She was kicked out of the New York City comedy scene for falsely accusing a comedian of raping her.
Oh, okay. Are you following that? This is a little tough to follow, I feel like.
I'm following it. He's a jerk.
Well, if this is a lady falsely accusing him, of course it shouldn't ruin his life. Like, that goes without saying. What I'm a little confused by is, like, all she accused me of was hitting on her, and now I'm banned from a network and a comedy club. Like, the most prominent right-wing network and the most prominent comedy club in the country. I'm banned from both because a lady said I hit on her? I'm a little confused by it.
Like, there's something more to this story, right? Like,
there has to be. That's the thing is, like, I'm you heard me talk about Louis C.K. this week. I'm open to defending these people. But, like, you got to give me a little more than this. There's something missing from this story.
Craig always gives you that little bit of plausible deniability, and you're like,
exactly.
Something to hang on to, a ledge to hang on to here. Thank you.
So Rogan finds this out. I call him. I go, dude, this is insane. I have a 45-minute HR conversation from the woke manager of the comedy club on tape. I've protected myself just like I did for my discrimination case.
He seems to be he loves litigation, it seems, which always makes me question guys like this.
He's the comedy delete laws. He's just face first into the bus.
He's looking for lawsuits. He's this tough guy, but he's like, well, just like my discrimination case, I've got the evidence I need to bring this one to court.
Was clued in that he was going to try to fire me. So I protected myself by recording the call, and thank God I did, because what is on, you wouldn't believe what's on there. He wouldn't tell me what I did wrong. He wanted me to give a false confession.
Let me just ask for detail. That's the manager.
I can't imagine that's the quote. I'd love to hear it if that's the quote. All right, Tyler, just give a false confession, and then we can all be on with our day. Come on, fess up to something you didn't do.
You did something as a kid, right? You stole a bike, or you pulled a girl's hair. Just something. Give us anything.
You're a creative guy. Have some fun with it. You just make sure it's false and give it to me pronto. Have it on my desk by EOT.
We're gonna need an apology for that mustache as well, Tyler. Thank you.
Call. Rogan is not on this call.
No, he didn't even know this was going on.
He said Rogan at first. I think he just fucked up. He said Rogan called him, but I think he just fucked up.
Separate from this. So on the call, this guy says, "You're aware that this T app, you're a problem. You understand you're a problem with women." And I said, "You're telling me an anonymous post on an app meant to destroy women?" He said, "This is going to hurt Joe Rogan. He's going to
the app is meant to destroy women.
Hurt the reputation."
No, I'll tell you what the app is, but we got the joke of the day for Principal Uncertainty 5. He's delete laughs. Yeah.
Okay, that's fun.
That's good. So what this T thing was, so these women would go on dates with men, and then they'd have bad experiences, and they wanted a place where they could share that. Awful, horrible thing to do. But then they would like identify these men, like so they would say, hey, this guy, Tyler Fischer, he gets really touchy. He doesn't have money, doesn't buy you drinks, and so there'd be all these things listed.
Yeah, it seems shitty.
Yeah, and then it came out, all their user data came out, right? Like, so the women that were posting these, and a lot of the pictures of the women were not flattering. And so the guys that were getting hoisted by their own shitty attitudes now could post pictures of the unpretty ladies and be like, why would I be nice to this pig? And so it's all gross all the way around.
Yeah. Well, so the reason I say like something has to be missing here is he talks about Rogan in a minute. It doesn't feel like a thing Rogan would involve himself in unless there's something missing from this story. It seems like such a petty thing. If it's just like someone on a dating app said I was like too handsy or something, and Rogan would not involve himself in this, which is why I think so. Nor would Fox News, by the way. I don't think. Well, I mean, Fox News might have a quick trigger with that stuff now, given what's happened. But like between Gutfeld and Rogan, I don't think these people are overreacting to minor things the way Tyler's describing it. That's my only where I'm getting a weird vibe here.
I've known him for 3 minutes, and I know he has a previous case going on.
Yeah,
that he that he was on the T app. Apparently, millions of women hated this guy. So yeah,
if you're like this, like say whatever you want about me, right wing guy, and you're like, well, it's like my previous discrimination lawsuit.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I feel like this guy might be a bit of a phony,
Right, and Joe Rogan's not like a wilting lily when it comes to sexual harassing comedians. Hi, Brendan Schaub. I'll have you on anytime.
Right, Callan is in the mothership now.
Yes. So there's something else going on here.
Reputation of the club. So when you don't do something wrong, you're usually you're calm. You're probably a little angry. And so every time I explained to him that this was false, he got angrier and angrier, refused to tell me what I did wrong. So here's what I did. I sent an email to him and the comedy booker who was on the show. I said, guys, here's what we talked about on the email. You told me this anonymous T-app post is going to destroy my reputation, your reputation, Joe's reputation. I've hired a lawyer to find out who posted it to get it removed. I didn't threaten to sue Joe. I didn't threaten to sue the company, anything. His response was, the attorney of the club, we don't have to tell you what you did wrong. We don't have to tell you who complained. And we are giving you a court-ordered cease and desist. You're not allowed to in the club, and you're not allowed to reach out to anybody at the club. Just silence.
Again, it feels like something's missing.
Yeah.
Like given the clientele at the mothership, like I just mentioned Brian Callen, like given a lot of the names that have been in there, that seems unlikely. Like Dave Smith and Louis J. Gomez and Big J, like people that have had articles written about them, calling them Nazis and all this stuff. It seems a little unlikely that they would react this quickly with Tyler Fischer. It feels like there's something missing. Again, maybe something crazy is going on at the mothership. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because like I could be wrong about this, but it just feels like this guy isn't giving us the full story.
This next one's called Rogan.
Yeah, so this is where I really I furrowed my brow when I heard this. If you're picturing me, listen to this. This is where I went, I'm not so sure that old Joe would be making a phone call. Like Joe Rogan is inserting himself into this based on nothing. That doesn't seem like the Rogan that I know.
The people that run the club, by the way, and this is a setup for disaster, comedians, open mic comedians, are the staff at the club, okay?
That's pretty standard. That's the way the Comedy Store did it too. I think that's kind of it's fairly standard. And by the way, he means, what he's talking about is doormen, the people that open the door for you at the club and like check IDs and stuff. A lot of the times those are open micers, or the bar back or whatever. Like might be an open mic comedian. So Tyler's like, this is just not sustainable. Imagine a comedian refilling the kegs at a comedy club. You can see how much this place is mismanaged. It's like, nah, that's pretty standard. He's not saying open micers are the CEO of Joe Rogan Enterprises.
They are the ones that originally painted my interactions with fans as hitting on aggressively. These are comedians who don't get spots. So to them, my guess is we get Tyler out of here. We just opened up. I have free reign of the place. These are woke leftist comedians, non-binary, trans, all of it. It's a circus.
That's all it is, frankly. At the Mothership, you just can't escape these non-binary trans comics, like Ari Matty.
Ian Finance, right?
Well, yeah, he's borderline, but yeah.
And so when I called Joe and I said, Joe, this isn't true, and he said, the only reason you're doing this after the shows is for chicks. He wasn't hearing it. Look.
Now,
I love
why
Joe.
is what
really
I'm at?
do.
Why does Joe Rogan taking such a hard stance on this?
Like, I really do. But he made up the decision. I'm not getting involved. You did this. We're not talking about it. Cut it out. And I said, look, that's not what I'm doing. But sure, I won't hit on women, whatever. I said, I'm not going to stop standing outside. I'm not
You
going
know
to
what?
stop.
Hey, good for you, Tyler.
Good job.
Good for you.
Congratulations.
You know, I'm going to walk out of this studio and I'm going to stand there for a minute, just to protest this fascist Joe Rogan.
I ain't gonna date women. I'm gonna stand outside. What a protest!
And the fans, it's how I have a career. I've collected 10,000 emails by hand after the show.
Yeah, you told every.
That sounds a little stalky.
No, but what he's saying is like the Louis C.K. method, where like you would sign up to Louis' mailing list, basically stuff like that. So like he's basically saying that's how he's acquired fans, is some mailing list that he has, I imagine. But you may be right that perhaps the issue is he goes over the line with some of this information that he has. I don't know that, but it seems weird that Rogan, based on nothing, would be like, you do this and you are banned from the club. Like, that doesn't seem like his history, because he set it up to be believable, where he's like, oh yeah, some like liberal manager that he has was involved. But then he said Rogan got involved and was like, no, I believe everything the guy told me and you are banned. And Tyler's response is, well, I think you can control me. I'm still going to go outside. And I say, good for him. Enjoy. It's beautiful weather down there, Tyler, this time of year. Enjoy it. It's starting to cool down.
Maybe Joe Rogan is against fresh air. And Tyler's like, no,
Perhaps.
sir.
Perhaps.
I am going to defy you. I will stand here.
Everybody,
No
it was,
longer.
You must breathe studio air only. No, sir.
It was to, you told everyone, follow me on Instagram to build your account. It's a. So
Right. But again,
this
well,
is
think of as a woke feminist. They see a woman stop in front of me. They're going, Tyler stopped on them to hit on them. I said, what about when a woman comes up to me and says, let's go out, let's have a drink, come to my party?
What about when they're batting their eyes at me? What about when some fucking whore is asking for it, huh? What do
Joe
I do
Rogan?
then?
Yeah, Joe Rogan canceling them.
I bet Joe Rogan's not getting on the phone with those sluts, is he?
Yeah. Ruins their comedy career in 1 second.
You're not reasoning with a normal person.
No,
These
we're not.
these bitches stand outside all day, I bet.
Oh my god. Comedy, right? Have you heard any of his stand-up, by the way?
No, you know what? Oddly, a name that's been mentioned today. He does, the first time I ever heard of him, if you search on YouTube, Bill Burr Masterclass, you might have to put in Tyler Fischer, Bill Burr Masterclass. He does a great Bill Burr impression. Like, spot on. And he does, I know he does like RFK. He was on Kill Tony as Jordan Peterson, maybe? Like, he does a pretty good Jordan Peterson. So he does impressions. I don't know what his stand-up is like, to be honest with you. But I think it's a lot of, like, cancel culture stuff, you know? Yeah. If you've seen Rob Schneider's special, it's probably a lot of that.
This guy, like, was peak, during the Obama time. This was, like, the attitude. He's 8 years behind. 6 years behind in this sort of, like, blaming liberal stuff.
Well, but he might be. He might have a story to tell. Like he might have gotten railroaded. I just don't think
Let's
he's
hear
done a good.
that.
He hasn't done a good job at articulating it. Whatever it is, he's like, it's all fucking bullshit. And Gutfeld and Rogan, they run these woke operations, and And if you think I'm not going to stand outside, you got another thing coming.
All right, this next one's called Emotions.
he was very emotional. He seems like a believable guy.
Open that wound. That's like saying
I almost cried, and the reason I almost cried is because
that's tough. It's tough to be like this anti-cancel culture guy. Like, fuck, these fucking liberals are coming after me, and they're like, "How did you react when Joe Rogan banned you?" I wept openly.
I think this is the Rogan test. He says you're not allowed here, and if you cry, then he knows you're out of here. Get out of here. You don't belong in comedy.
It's these
no crying in comedy.
These non-binary freaks that are coming after me. What did you do when you got banned? I got in the fetal position, and I
sucked my thumb.
I lit some candles and had a very emotional bath, and I just thought about some things.
I listened to Enya for 3 days.
I cried.
Sailor ways.
Family member that would do things like this, and it's like, come on, man. Like, I don't need this for chicks. Like, I don't. I can go to a park.
Hold on, go back.
He doesn't need it for
my family member is the rapist. What does he mean? I had a family member that did this. What is he talking about? Let me hear that.
Things like this, and it's like,
go back a little more. Sorry,
a little more. Okay. Here we go.
I'm a person.
Open that wound. That's like saying
I almost cried, and the reason I almost cried is because I had a family member that would do things like this, and it's like
what? Like what? Would hit on girl? See, this is where there's something he's not telling us. He's like, I had a family member that would do things like this. It brought back. I cried. It was a traumatic experience. What? Hit on girls and have those girls lie about him? Because that's all you've told us you did.
This
so there's something
is worthless, Mike.
there's something missing where he's like, I had a family member that did this, but he hasn't said what this is.
Come on, man. Like, I don't need this for chicks. Like, I don't. I can go to a park or a cafe. I don't.
Park.
Is it a symptom of being a celebrity? Yes, but again, this is why men are checking out. You get any level of success. You get any level of attention from women, and it's turned on you. And boy, have I understood that more clearly than I ever have in the last few months. But again, a key point
I don't
here,
know. Again, and there's something to be said for what he's saying. Of course, there are people that like Aziz is a good example. Aziz got railroaded by someone that just wanted to be part of a movement or wanted attention or something. They were like, hey, me too. You want to hear a story? Aziz and I went on a bad date where I blew him and I kind of felt weird about it later. And people were like, what? What are you talking about? Like, there are stories like that exists, and it's fucked up to do to people. I don't think he hasn't told us a story like that yet. Like, we haven't gotten that out of him. And also, I don't know if Tyler Fischer is a name that you glom onto for fame. You know?
No.
Like
I don't.
It seems like he's doing well. I think he's a headliner around the country, but I don't think it's like, oh my God, I can take Tyler Fischer down. That doesn't seem like an opportunity to necessarily pounce on. But again, now I feel really bad if he is being railroaded, because he's done such a poor job at presenting it that I think people are going to discount it.
Yeah. Maybe don't say I liked it when I meet ladies. You know where you go? The park. You go harass ladies in the park. Maybe not the best.
When they're out for their morning jogs, you run up behind them and you make a connection.
Only when they got headphones on, that means they want to talk to you.
Yeah, so I run up to this lady, rock in hand, and
now she's my wife.
Is that the email I sent to them was saying, guys, can we work together to get this anonymous thing off of the app? And now here's my hypothesis.
Which again, that's fucked up. If there's just some app where some lady's like, yeah, Tyler Fischer was a little weird, and people are taking that to mean he's like a rapist, that is fucked up. And then I feel bad for him. but he hasn't done a great job at articulating if that's the case,
No.
because he keeps referring to something. He's like, my family, I have a family member that did this, and it made me cry thinking about it. Did what? You haven't
Yes.
told us yet, Tyler.
The reason why Louis C came off so genuine is he told you, what I was doing was wrong. This is what I did was what I was doing. It was wrong, and
Right.
it wasn't
And you don't,
like
if you did nothing wrong, you don't have to do that. But
Right.
but give us something.
That woke manager who was canceling men, banning men, I believe that he was part of this. So think about when you say, hey, can
Part
you
of
give me
what?
the data?
the conspiracy theory. They're all against him. Like,
That's what I mean. That's what led me to my theory about Tyler Fischer is when everyone's out to get someone, that's a little suspect. You
Right.
start to wonder why that person thinks that way. Is it everyone else or is it possibly them?
it's just a man that wants to stand outside and breathe free air, Mike, and everyone's trying to hold him down, keep him inside with that shitty air.
Can you give me the facts? And his response is, you're banned for life and you can't even text me anymore by court order.
There's a court involved, Mike. It's a legal
It
process.
just seems like, based on the behavior of some of the comedians, the fact that Joey Diaz has been down there, it seems like the idea that some snowflake runs Joe Rogan's club and is like, oh, you gave a woman your email, you're banned for life. It just seems unlikely to me. So it's tough. I want to be on this guy's side here, but it's tough.
I've been searching while we've been watching this to find like that specific thing, and all I get is harassing female staff after incident in the New York City studio with the Bill O'Reilly show. So apparently
Bill O'Reilly.
he's gone. Yeah,
Gutfeld, you must mean.
It might be Gutfeld. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
I was like, this goes all the way back to O'Reilly. Jesus.
God, have you seen Bill O'Reilly lately? He's like a great grandfather.
I heard a clip of him. He does not sound well. He sounds much older. But
It's like seeing Stuttering John again after 20 years. Like, what happened to this guy? It's like a stroke or something. But anyway, back to Tyler here. I haven't found what he did specifically. It's just accusations.
that's the thing is that there is nothing specific, which may I'm open to it, Tyler. If you can convince me, I'm willing to hear you.
Would you have Tyler on to explain himself better than he did here?
I don't think I'm the guy for that. I'm not well versed enough in the law. I'm not a great interrogator, as we just saw at the beginning of this show. I don't know if I'm that guy.
I was asking for clarity and for more information on what I did wrong. I literally said, if you can point to something I did wrong, I will apologize and I will stop. And the response is, we're gagging you and we're banning you. And if you come on the premises, I assume I'll be arrested.
I assume I'll be arrested. If they didn't gag you, luckily, you're able to talk like this, so that's a good thing. But I don't know what he did for his case. That's the unfortunate part.
There's a lot of missing pieces to this puzzle, Mike.
We'll keep our eye on it, but for now, it seems like he's like, well, if you think you're going to ban me from standing outdoors, you got another thing coming. And they're like, okay, buddy. That's exactly where you can stand as they shut the door in his face.
Go to blindmike.net for everything Blind Mike. Look at me. I did it. Kragers did it.